me take it there. Please brag on what you did. How you smash your first week sales. I wish I could make that kind of money. I wish I could do those type of things. It's important for me to feel strong, for me to be respected. The next step for me, I need a gun. Well, they got them bullets flying like it's PowerPoint. And then I'm going down to Hosco. What your chances of making it out of flock though? I'm with the Southside kids that I reach age. And then head for the keys like spring break. Cause I believe that we intervene when it needs great. And go and beat change. Let me talk about it. I grew up in between a few places. My mother, wonderful woman, she was married twice. My second half brother, I did not like him. I hated him in some ways. And I was very, very jealous of the fact that I did not know my biological father. One of the most basic needs for every young man is a fatherly figure that he connects with, even if it's not biological, but connects with them biologically, that I am you, you are me. And when things go down, I have a man to turn to. My father, whose last name I have right now, my adopted father, was a military man. So I remember having these moments where I was taught courage and strength and also emotion and weakness in a healthy way from him, and I'm very grateful for that. When my mother and father decided to call it quits, and we moved back to Southside St. Petersburg, the city from where I hail. The missing links that I thought that I needed really began to be exploited when I got to St. Pete. I found myself desiring to be like those who had the influence, those who had the respect, those who had the money, gravitating to them like father figures, meaning I look up to these people. And I would look at that and say, man, I wish I could make that kind of money. I wish I could do those type of things. That relationship that I was having with looking up to people around my neighborhood who represented strength and manliness, and then what I was pulling from hip hop began to exploit that wound in me that started to turn into toxic behavior. Cause no way I'ma die slow, no way I'ma die slow. Won't break, I will not fold, cancel my tour, not my soul. I go blindfold, in and out of time zones, I'm in my zone. Put it up on your iPhone, leaving your mind blown. Looking for his arrival, I can see him riding down all on that white horse, looking like OJ in the Bronco. I remember one day walking home from school, and there was this group of guys on bicycles. That was the way folks got around. And they came up to me, and they just started saying that I was soft. But I remember that day, it was a marker for me, because I knew that if they were to jump me, that I was by myself. I didn't have a gang or a clique or a family or something like that. I didn't have a daddy that I can call to come protect me. I felt by myself. And I said, the next step for me is I need a gun. I need a gun. Now I was too afraid to shoot anybody. But I wanted to at least pull something out that if when that happened, they know that I meant business. But the problem is, they had guns too. And I might have pulled it out not to shoot. When they pull theirs out, I'm dead. I didn't even see it like that. All I knew is it's important for me to feel strong, for me to be respected. Tell me, can you catch me? I'm falling. Trying to make my way to the shore, but I'm calling now. I'ma be gone by the morning. I can feel the heat coming down. Don't let me drown. I have lost everything that it means to be Kevin Burgess. I can't even sleep at night. That struggle with life started to spill into everything that I did. It was in that place that I met another artist. He gave me a CD with the guy on the front cover that looked like the guys that were in my neighborhood. Dude had dreads down his back, bandana across his face, bandana across his forehead. So when he said he was a Christian, I was like, yo, that's pretty serious for you to just throw that out like that. It was strange to me, it was alien to me. Needless to say, I was intrigued by that gentleman. They wanna see your boy Kevin Ware. I hope the worst when they tell me go and break a leg. I heard the CD and it was like the angels began to sing all around me. All of this darkness that has been pouring into my life has been setting up this moment. And the gospel of Jesus just landed in my heart as this is what you were searching for. I was literally ripe for the gospel picking. And I have been walking with him ever since. To be honest with you, I was working on a new album. We wanted to do a documentary that really sort of exposed more of who I was as a person. I've never met my biological father, and that hurts me, you know? And at first it started off as, oh, this would be cool for a documentary, have a little reuniting, you know what I'm saying? Kind of took it lightly. And then as the private investigator began to uncover these facts about who my father was, how he was in the middle of a drug deal gone bad. My biological grandmother had 2 sons. One of them died, and the other one was my father. He was murdered, and literally, I'm the last from that line, you know? And I had this profound, I'm even getting emotional now just thinking about it, man. I had this, moment where the theories of being the change that I want to see in fatherhood became real, because I literally get to lead a new legacy with my son and my family, my wife. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I feel privileged in that respect, you know, to get to do that. You know what I mean? So I wanted to highlight that with the album. And that's what I did. I'll come running when you call on me, over mountains, underneath the sea. I think now I feel comfortable accepting my brokenness. We shouldn't back away from our truth. We shouldn't apologize for our truth. The humanity of us all is foundational when we begin to talk about truth. And one of the reasons why I don't judge my biological father and hate him to any degree is because I'm broken as well, and given my circumstances and God's grace on my life, I am where I am, but I'm no better than him whatsoever. Emotional wounds can be far more damaging than physical wounds, because emotional wounds often take a long time to heal. So don't deny the fact that you're hurt. Don't apologize that you're hurt. Be hurt. Be hurt. Be wounded. And when you feel yourself begin to act out of those wounds, confess that that's what it is. You know, this isn't you. And even married men, you know what I'm saying, or guys going into marriage, you have moments when you say, you know, babe, that wasn't at you. There's a honesty and a ownership that I would encourage you with, number one. Number two, consider it. You sin differently than your dad. We're all human. We're all fighting a battle that it's difficult to explain to anybody else. So we should be kind to each other all the time. What's going on? It's your boy KB, and you are watching This Is Me TV.